All right. Welcome to the channel. I am my name is Man. But before we get in, you know what we're going to do? We're starting different this morning, but take this in.
I am Sure Sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Welcome to the channel. How you doing, my people? Been a while, been a minute, been a few. It's been a couple of days since I have actually had word with you. Yes, indeed. We are blessed indeed. We are never stressed because we are too blessed to be stressed. You know what I mean? All right, as we begin this morning, we want to make sure that we give thanks to the Most High God for the life that we have. It is in Him we live and move and have our beings. And so we are grateful to the Most High God. He is the eternal God, maker of the heavens and the earth. He keeps us and He never ever slumbers and He never ever sleeps. How great is our God and how greatly to be praised. You understand me? I encourage you to look to the hills from whence cometh your help. Know that your help comes from the Lord who made the heavens and the earth. Yes. What's going on, people? Everybody doing well? Everybody doing fine? Talk to me. Everybody doing well? Everybody doing fine? Talk to me. Up. Da-da-da. Triple E. Blessings. You understand me? Blessings, Triple E. Blessings to man like Camodan. Blessing to Chorus Carnif. Blessings to you. Good to be here with you today. It is the day. Yes, it is going to be a good one. Listen, we have lots of good things to talk about today. I'm going to challenge you with some information and we're going to have some worthwhile discussion. So get ready, tune in. And we have a shirt that we will be giving away today. Yes. But we want to give it to one of the regular listeners and supporters of the channel, they will have to answer a question to get the shirt. As usual, the people have asked that anyone who is a podcaster or a vlogger will not be allowed to win the shirt. So if you are a podcaster, they're saying that you will not be able to participate in this one. That is one of the new rules. All right. Yeah, man. All is well. TY, blessings. Hope you are doing well, my brother. 007, blessings to you every time. Now, lots of stuff happening. There is a suspension. I'm going to read this for you. This is from the Jamaica Football Federation. I'm hoping that one of these days we can get Mr. Wayne Thompson, the leader out there of St. Thomas Football, to come and speak on the matter. Overheard him doing an interview that we are going to talk about. But let me just share this with you. And it has to do with a couple of parish associations, right? Trelawney and St. Thomas having some challenges. Yeah, so let me just share that with you. What's going on with those parish associations? Big up Coach Naji out there with Coach Donovan Duke. Hey, on the make Cavaliers come draw down a humble lion, man. Coach Naji and Coach Duke. What? On the make Cavaliers come a Clarendon come get a point. And if you beat Cavaliers, you understand me. Bless up yourself, Coach Duke. You understand me every time. Big up yourself, Coach Naji, every time. Now, this one says, the board of the Jamaica Football Federation has taken a decision to suspend the membership privileges of the parish of Trelawney and St. Thomas for failing to comply with a directive of the Congress on June 1st, 2024, for all parish elections to have taken place by August 31st, 2024. The suspension of membership privileges will be in force until the parish has their election, and the process is satisfactory to the JFF board. And if at the next meeting of the board of the election board, the election is still outstanding, then the board will consider further action if necessary. All right. So it goes on and says, it should be noted that the election for Trelawney has been set for October 12, 2024. The action was taken under the provision of the Article 16 membership obligation and Article 17 suspension of the JFF Constitution. The JFF is committed to good governance and transparency and wants to ensure that the wider football membership is beneficiary of that good governance. All right. Yeah, so let me say this, right? I do agree that rules must be followed. But whatever the policing that is happening for these two particular parishes, I think one is a supporter of my Ricketts, the Trelawney. I think the Trelawney parish supported Mr. Ricketts. So you can't say there is any sort of bias because St. Thomas was on the card of Raymond Anderson is in the recent elections. So you can't say that there's any bias. I am glad that there is a steps to have everyone operating in a professional standard. I am glad to see the Jamaica Football Federation keeping high standards to its stakeholders. We just also saw where stipulation research coaching certification was upheld and clubs were put in a position where they had to have coaches who completed the B license at a minimum on the sideline or face suspension. And clubs have been stepping up to doing that. Now, again, I must say it is good to see that the federation is stepping up its effort to get everything at a high and a professional level. I also want to know if that is the case, then the federation must expect that other stakeholders are going to hold it to the same professional conduct and behaviors. So good that you're holding your stakeholders at high levels I think most people would appreciate that for the modernization of the football, the upliftment of the professional conduct across the board. But at the same time, just know that when that comes from the top, then additional pressures are placed on the persons at the top to ensure that they're following the mandates given to them. So Mr. Ricketts and Mr. Chung and the rest of the GFF must understand that people are now going to come at them to keep the same standards that they are holding people to. And people are going to now look at the constitution to see if you're operating in lieu of your constitution. So here is, for example, a good way to look at it. There has been much dialogue, for example, about quota system, which is not outlined in your constitution, right? It is not in your constitution, all right? So because it is not in your constitution that you have quota system, I expect that the people would want to make sure that you operate in a way that there is no sort of, let me say it this way, there is no quota system implemented in the football because it is not in the constitution. Because remember, it is the same constitution that you're presently using to uphold the rules and regulations and to create sanctions. And so if you then don't do what is in keeping with your constitution, can you understand that the people will view that as a major conflict of interest and compromise on your side? I hope you're hearing me. So this is a challenge to the leadership of the Jamaica Football Federation to ensure is that it keeps its constitution in its administrative functions and operation as it holds its stakeholders to higher standard. Critical. All right. I will take a pause for a cause and just say, listen, it is Super Friday. I didn't even ask you people as you come on. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share the content with someone else. There are some people who they haven't seen Manning's Man in a while. So they may be saying, boy, I wonder if Manning's Man is on. You just send them something right now so they can know that Manning's Man is live, Manning's Man is on, and so they can join the discussion. All right? Go ahead and do that right now. Thank you so much. All right, it is also Super Friday, so if you can give a super sticker and a super chat to help with the channel's effort, that would be appreciated. And we already have one from one of our very loyal members. All right, someone who I saw on YouTube on Management platform, but he's now very he has become engaged in a lot of the other platforms. But there are some people who their initiation into the YouTube sports vlogging space was through I Am Sure Sports, and his name is TY. He has a similar name as the Portmore goalkeeper Tyrone Williams. I am not sure, all right, if it is the same person. But big up TY for the super chat. First one, he says it is the Friday offering, and so we pause right now and we thank the Lord and we pray that his basket will TY's basket will be filled and running over. Yes, and that he'll have more offerings to give when it comes to next week. And then we have a next faithful one, Smart Choice. That's his name, the man who goes by Miguel, who sometimes really challenges Manning's Man, you know. But I know that he's very loyal, he's committed, he's not afraid to call out Manning's Man when he's wrong, but he will support Manning's Man if Manning's Man is right. I am sure. His name is Miguel, but he goes also by Smart Choice. Big up, Miguel. Thank you as well for your super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. We look forward to other people as the program goes on, supporting the program. All right? Yes. All right? Yes. Okay. So, yeah. So so St. Thomas and Trelawney, I know that St. Thomas says that they will have their election by the end of November, and Trelawney is set to have theirs, which would mean once they have those elections, they will be back in the good books of the Federation as the emir of the Federation. I also know that Mr. Wayne Thompson, in an interview he did with one of the radio stations, was saying that it was due to some issues with their their audit, their yearly audit, and he wanted to get those things in place before he actually go ahead and have the election, which he says the audit is in the final stages of completion. And therefore, after that, he will be able to have the election. Big up to Enrico Nemard. Bless up yourself. Thanks for the support. Thanks for being a part of the work. Again, continue to share, continue to like. Hey, right now we have a youth named Rory over there in New York. You understand me? Big up yourself, Sir Roden. You understand me? Former Calabar 400-meter last place runner. Big up yourself. He worked with the senior reggae boys as a massage therapist, you understand me? But when he was at Calabar, you understand me, and he got to champs, you know, he always finished 9th in a field of 8th. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So big up yourself, Rory. And bless up. You understand me? Yeah. All right. So, but I want to get to a more serious matter that I believe has educational and social impact. Some impact on a sporting level, but I think this needs to be debated, it needs to be discussed, and we, the educated people here on YouTube, you and I, we need to have a discussion today. And so once I've started and you hear where I'm going, I'd love for some of you to participate in this discussion, suggesting steps that you believe that if implemented can bring about the kind of change that we want to see in the football, at the youth level, especially in high school. And I would say it is across sporting disciplines, because this has been an ongoing, long-standing issue in our football. From as far back as I can remember, we have been having some of these issues. And while some of them have improved, there's much work to be done. I also must commend Mr. Keith Wellington, because I think Mr. Keith Wellington, as the head of ISA, a very difficult task. But I would say that I really appreciate the work that Mr. Wellington has put in to bring about some of these changes. I think he has done well. I think he's a standout in terms of sporting administrators, and that is why he has sat in the capacity for such a long time. I mean, many of the changes that he has made are implemented in schoolboy football has brought about a greater level of discipline all across board. And so I must commend him on the board of ISA, because they have made a concerted effort to make the product better and to make students, because they are student first and at least after, better. I want to big up also Stars Boys. You need to be a sponsor for the Reggae Boys now, you know. Drop a super sticker, super chat. But you do juice over there in Philadelphia. They don't like a lot of sugar in the juice, but you need to do something so when the Reggae Boys are in camp, you can send and say, courtesy of Starboy Juices. That's the name of it. Come on board. Be a sponsor. If you have a business and you want to sponsor the senior Reggae Boys, they have some small sponsorship of between 1,000 and 5,000 US that you could actually capitalize on some good stuff for your company. So, yeah, that's part of the new marketing strategy for the Jamaica football. But we're not there today, right? But let's come to the I see another next 61 Reddings Road man here. He probably know Rory Roden Rory Roden used to run 400 and 800. You know him, JSN Calabar, man, you know. He work as a massage therapist with the Reggae Boys, but he normally finished 9th in an 8th field of athlete at champs. You understand me? Never advancing. I don't know if you know him. You understand? But thanks for the super chat, my friend. Parish Council, bless up. All right. So, having witnessed the incident out by Dintil recently, Rory, man, so you finished 9th, you would not know you. Right, so we saw an incident at Dintil, and I think we saw a fight between players at Kingston College as well. And over the years, we have seen many incidents in schoolboy football, from crowd invasion to coaches being too strong with officials, to players and officials in confrontation. And there are some other issues outside of the field of play. All right. I had an interview planned with players from a very prominent school who are willing to come on here and say that they played schoolboy football, but they never went to school. They never even did exams. I have 2 examples of that where kids who played in schoolboy system lived in Kingston, played in other parishes, but they were never in school. But they had the perfect attendance record and they had the grades necessary to play. And they weren't doing classes online. They weren't doing any classes at all. I basically resisted the urge to bring them on because they believed that football had done them an injustice. And I felt like, listen, you still have a future in the football. Don't do that because it would cause more hurt to you than probably bring about change. All right? So I opted not to do it. But I think I am within my rights to speak on the matter. While I do not expect the board of ISA to police every school, I believe that principals need to operate in a higher level of integrity where sports administration is concerned at the different institutions. On average, if we look at the last 5 years of schoolboy football, I'm just going to give you some clear things we can see. So let's not go so far. We are in 2024 now, a new season. So let's go from 2022 to 2024. All right. And if you go before the pandemic, there are very few footballers from the high school system that have transitioned overseas and done well. And very few have transitioned from high school into the Premier League, and they have like come on the scene, and you can say this high school player who was a standout at you check the top school deserves, and yet they deserve national call-up, they deserve to be in a Premier League team. If you look at the KC team that won, you look at the JC teams that won. I think JC, the standout player for JC in football right now, is probably the guy named Philander Wing right now, if you look at over the last few years. All right, not a lot of them. Krista J. Daly, here and there, that's one. Tyreek McGee was a big name. Not Tyreek McGee, Zimenez was a big name. You look at even last year, the name that stood out was the name Kaheem Dixon, who has made the transition. The year before that, with all of the players, it was really one player that stood out, Dujan Whisper Richards, that we're still hearing his name in the league. Where are all the players that were playing that year? Where are they in the Premier League? Give me the names and the clubs that they are representing right now. You don't see them, right? So what that means then, if they are not matriculating into the Premier League or moving overseas, and I'm giving you the big names, we're not talking about what we would call some of the other schools that have these practices of having kids complete the schooling system without the requisite pass mark. Balakar saying as I like, call and tell me 10 footballers that are standout in the last. So Balakar, if you call me, if you say a lie, me I tell you no, you have to come and prove otherwise. So Balakar, call me right now, open the line, and tell me 10 footballers right now from high school in the last. You pick the time period and tell me the standout. Shakwan Satchel, one. Who again? Kaheem Dixon, Whisper. Give me some more names. You say call and tell the people. So here we go. Serious Balaka. You say I am lying. So you know that if you say that I am lying.
Yeah. What make me say? Remember, I know you just call one name, you know. We just say last year, we just say Whisper.
No.
You understand?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kaim
who
Dixon
must
was
say,
last. Kaim Dixon was last year. The year before that was Whisper and Shaquan Satchel. Who else?
Yes, that me Dusty go set here. You have Mr. J. Daly.
Krista J. Daly
Right.
was not the year before that, boss. Krista J. Daly was way before that.
Yeah, but you understand what you say about
So,
a
all
lot
right,
of them
all right. I'm going to give you Krista J. So let me give you it. So in the last 5 years, Krista J. Daly, Saquon Satchel, or whatever his name is, Dujan and Kaim. That's 4 names. Give me the other standout players in the Premier League from schoolboy football. Did we lose Balakar? Look like we lost Balakar. I see. Mr. Maxwell, we are live on air.
Program the other day, I never mentioned to me that it was live.
What? Hold on.
No, somebody brought, yeah, man. Not you, just saying.
Hold
But
on.
I just want to answer the question that you have there.
Hold on a sec, because I'm getting a feedback.
Hold on. Oh no. Feedback gone?
Yeah, it's gone. But here's what happened. I had Balakar on the line and the call dropped.
It's the same. Oh.
All right, so he's back. So
Okay, let's tell you what you say.
Yeah.
I just want to get the question clear. Just repeat the question for me, no?
So I am saying, how many name 10 standout from schoolboy football in the last 5 years in the Premier League, or who have moved overseas in the last 5 years?
Hold on. 5 years within the Premier League and overseas. Okay, I start now. Okay, I start. 5 years we're saying. So 5 years we're going back to 2019.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I could go now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start from that time there. Let's see now. Kaim Paris. Right, we can start with that. Krista J. Daly. Right?
William.
Hold on, let continue. Man of the moment, Richard King. We could just move on quickly. Kenry Campbell, right? You have he went and came back though, you know. Oh my gosh. Jesus, this guy name missed me a while ago still. Shoot. Akwesa Chong, Tarek Ziminis.
Hold on. So let me give you 2 names to put in there. Let me put Kaim Dixon and Whisper. If you are going to tell me that
and add those
hold on. If you are going to tell me that Akwesa Chong, I said a standout, is a standout in what? What is he a standout in?
He was a standout when he played.
Played where?
He played
No. Listen.
Both he was a standout in the Premier League here, and then he went overseas.
Listen what I am saying. Akwesa Chong and Tarek Zeminis were standout in the Premier League.
Akwesa Chong was a leading goal scorer in the Premier League, boss. That's how he got the contract overseas.
Hold on. So Kaim Paris was a standout in the Jamaica Premier League.
Yes, he was, sir.
Kaim Paris was a standout in the Jamaica Premier League.
Look here, hold on.
Neither you nor Balakar cannot tell me about Kaim Paris in the Premier League. How many? How many games how many starts Kaim Paris have in the Jamaican Premier League?
No, look here.
I'm asking you a question.
No, if you're going, let's answer some name. We never come on to go through, you know, because if you're going, you ask for some names, I start to give you names, and then you start
you're giving me names.
And say,
like, I see, listen.
Kaim Paris was an outstanding schoolboy footballer.
Listen.
One of the more outstanding.
I'm telling you, because you don't listen. I am saying, I am not disputing their schoolboy football form. I don't know how you're gone to that. I am saying to you.
And when he went.
Listen to. Jesus Christ, man. No, listen, man.
Go on.
I want you to give me the names of the players who have transitioned overseas are doing well, or they came out of the league and they are standout in the Premier League. Give me the names.
And all of the names, okay, hold on. I will continue. By the way, so you can't use whisper then, because whisper, I don't understand what the thing is, because when
whisper transition.
Okay, so hold on there. So I could just start it. Kai in Paris, did he transition, yes or not? Because he was a starter.
Listen what I'm saying to you. Kaheem Paris transition because he went into Europe and he played. He's still there. Don't tell me that he was a standout in the Premier League, boss man.
He was not?
He was not a standout in the Premier League.
Hold on. Let me use another name here. Hold on.
Listen, let me
hold on. I'm just going to use players. Hold on. No? Just give me a second now. I just know. Well, I'm just going to use players from...
Let me answer. No, because I have to make my point. And my point is, Kaheem Paris, top footballer from high school. Kaheem Paris did not play enough game in the Premier League for me to say that he was a standout in the Premier League, my boss. He was so good that he still transitioned to Europe. So he's in the group, but not because of Premier League for my boss.
Reed, Frankie Valley.
Huh?
Reed, in the USL now.
Trayvon Reed. Yeah, Trayvon
Reed. A lot of them did them man.
So give me the names. Give me the names. Give me the names.
Christopher Pearson, would you use him?
So listen, no man, I want you to give me the names because these are some standout players. Christopher Pearson, give me the names. Yeah.
Was he a standout?
Christopher.
I'm just asking. I'm going by your thing because Philander Wing by your thing. Philander Wing was not a standout. You know that.
You're missing the point. You keep going back to what
leader
missed the point.
Players who left high school and stand out in the JPL.
Yeah, but what he's saying, I'm understanding that the player had to stand out in both.
I did not say that, sir. I did not say that, sir.
You never said that.
I did not say that. They were standout in schoolboy football. I did not say that. I said to you because I'm talking about the players. Because my point, because this is my big point. My big point is this. You want to know what my big point is? That we can name 10 players or probably 15, probably 20 out of the thousands who play. That is why the schoolboy system needs to be fixed because we have kids coming out of school without proper education. Kids coming out of school who they don't have no job because people have them in schools playing football, doing track and field, not educating them, not attending school, but playing schoolboy football. So you are coming to make an argument about how good players are. My argument, listen to my argument, because my argument about fixing it is based on the incident that didn't till recently. Because I started out by saying there are players who played schoolboy football season up to the last 2 years, who never one day went to class in fifth form. Never one day. And they had perfect attendance and perfect grades to play schoolboy football. That is the issue I'm having. Not about who are good and who are not.
Let me just say one thing here then. If that is the argument that the majority of kids do not transition from schoolboy football to that type of professional, I will agree with you 110%, which is true, because it's a very small percentage out of, I think if you really look at it, how many schoolboy footballers they have each year? I don't think you even have 1% of them actually transitioning, probably 1 to 2%. It's a very small figure. So I will agree with you now. If that is the basis what you're going to say that.
Leader, here's the bigger issue, because that is not the bigger issue. The bigger issue, there's a former Calabar track and field athlete who I think did even lower six at Calabar, who never had subjects.
No, hold on there. Mind what you're saying right there now. That one, leader, when you say you went to lower six, you need him to ever have any subject. You said no subjects, or you didn't have enough.
Leader, if we're management are true, because 95% of the high school them in Jamaica, we know how the CXC thing go for them. And the student them we passed on last year with the whole of the SBA ball of them and never get. When they go in an exam, they automatically have to pass, that they will get 3 and 2.
Yeah, but hold on. No, it's because I don't know why I'm called Calabar name for still enough. But I can tell you, hold on. No, hold on now. No, hold on. There's a difference with some schools. How some schools get when he says that they are into sixth form without any subjects. That happens in the non-traditional schools where they have this thing now, where they can move them into sixth form.
No. The man I talk about before the system they come in. I just probably 1.5 years the system they come in. No bother with that. I know that the man they talk. The man I talk about from back then. Accidents is people they catch up on them and change.
All right, so leader, do you believe? Let me ask you this. Let me just break this down. Do you believe that there are schools in Jamaica presently that have kids that are playing the Costa Cup this season that you know that they were not going to school for majority of the school term, like after Schoolboy season?
Okay, hold on. Let's look at the rules. What the rules say. No, be careful about. Oh no, listen first what I'm saying. The rules say that to play in any school competition, whether it's track and field or schoolboy, if you are eligible for schoolboy football, you don't have to go to school between September to December to up to April. But once you are in school between the last part of the Easter term there, April to July, you are eligible.
Okay.
Hold on now. In track and field, you only have to go to school between September to December to be eligible. Because they look at the previous thing. No, I'm not wrong on that. I'm 100% right.
No, but me I say system wrong.
I never said system. Oh, no, but the rule. It is the rule. So don't say that there's that is how the rule is. So if somebody have kids here, that the kids not, I'm not making sense right, but it's a rule.
Leader, I want to send, you're saying that the present rule of ISA is that all I have to do is go to school from Easter to the summer, and I can play football, then leave school again, and then come back from Easter and play, and then leave school again. And
I never says right,
No, man. I'm not asking about right or wrong. I'm saying that you're saying that is what the rule says.
And hold on, let me go a little further too.
Let me
just go a little further too. Yes, of course.
This leader, can you send me that part of the rule so I can read it? I'd love to read that. That says
money is not.
It says exactly. Look here now.
I am.
You hear what I'm saying?
Leader, a minute, let me say something. The rule the way they read. How long now this rule come out?
That rule has been there for years. You're not understanding, Hold on, let me explain to you. When they check the eligibility for a youngster, once a youngster is enrolled in September, right? September, right? He does not have to have any attendance, right? Between any of the two terms up to the last term before the thing is. And he can check with anybody at ISA on that. This is the last term that they check. And hold on now, you see where it comes to exam results, you don't have to have any exam results. You can use homework grades. So let me show you a scenario. Technically, you can have a youth. Are you listening to me? Somebody have to mute. You have to mute it.
I am listening to you. I am listening to you. I am listening.
No, think they have a lot of things in the background, man. It's not coming too clear. A whole heap of static. Tell him just mute a bit while I'm talking now.
All right, we're listening. Go ahead. Balakar, just
okay. What I'm saying now, listen now. And this is a rule. I'm not guessing on this because this is something where I have to normally make sure I'm perfect on this one. And when record doing work, because people call me on this. Listen now. For a youngster to be eligible for sports, right? He must have 80% attendance, not throughout the school year, but just through the term preceding when he's going to be eligible. So if it's track and field, even if him go to school between January to July every day, and him don't have 80% between the September to December period, it doesn't make him eligible. Similarly, for football, he doesn't have to go. Once he's enrolled in the school now, technically, he don't have to go to any school until that last term, which is the April to July period, and have 80% attendance at that period, plus have four different grades with a 45% pass mark. So meaning he can don't attend school between until April to June and have 4 homework, just go to 4 classes and go to the classes and get 45% in homework grades and can get 0 in him tests, 0 in him tests, and he's eligible. But him just get 4 grades. Him can get 1 in a homework, 1 in classwork, 1 in a test maybe, or 2 in a test, whatever it is, but it's just any 4 grades over 45 in 4 different subjects. And that has to be achieved in the period leading into the competition, whichever is track and field, Africa, whatever. That is how the rules are. And nobody's saying it's right or wrong, but that's how the rules are.
So let me ask, Balak, are you still there?
Yeah, man, I'm still there. We want to cut off our program. I guess that me misunderstand what you did say. Me feel say what you did say, most of the ball of them transition but I guess that me never make you finish everything what you say.
Yeah, man, me understand. But
we could have said, we could have even said the under 20 side we carried money them. Most of them ball of them did a perform in the JPL, but we see what you say now with the schoolwork thing. Them things they are fooling it. You understand me? And the ball of them, and that's why we not get enough baller in the college system again, man, because man them don't know nothing.
There you go, Balakar. This is why, Balakar, we have an issue, because obviously, if what leader is saying is the actual rule, what leader is saying that a man cannot be going to school, none at all. Like I know a baller who was going to no school. Once the last game of Schoolboy season finished, he wasn't in school. Schoolboy season start and he's playing. So what leader is saying is that all a man has to do is to turn up the semester before the sporting discipline and attend school that time, do some homework, some assignment, get 45, and he can play the sport. I mean, I have to see that. I have to see that rule.
But that is like a football club run because
the rule is there. It's general. It's always there. It's just that some people don't understand it. It's just like when people talk about the 45% rule, they think it's tests and they think it's end of year tests when it's not.
I need to
understand.
Balakar,
it's there. It's in black and white. It's just for you to understand and interpret. Okay, hold on. Let me just say one thing here.
Final exam, you have to
no, listen up. Listen.
Balakar,
no.
Hold on, leader. Balakar, let me go to find out. Leader, I can tell you this. If you are in 5th form at Mannings, you cannot not be coming to school and play. You cannot present exam grades.
Each school has their own rules standard too, you know that. But listen now. Even though each schools. Okay, let me use Calabar as an example. I know years ago there was a goalkeeper, right? That I remember when I was helping them put together a particular team. I remember the vice principal or so came and said that this youngster, this youngster must stop training. This was a Pepsi age team. He must stop training because he cannot play. And I said, hold on, are you sure? And when I took the report, this is from the vice principal now, and when we looked at it, I was able to find, he didn't, in the test coming up, leading up, he didn't have 45 in everything. But he had a homework grade with like 47. He had a classwork grade with like 52. And he had like 2 other tests that had over 50 or 60. So because of that now, the rules is interpretation now, The actual thing is just, it says any 45 in any subjects, whether it's homework, classwork, or tests. It's any. And that is for every single school. And listen now, the school might have their particular thing until you have to have a 60 average to play. But if they want and they know that you are a very good 10-1 runner, they can easily say, well, okay, look here, the ISA rules actually said that even though our rules say you must have 60%, they say, okay, we're just going to go by the bare ISA rules. And that's what ISA rules say. You understand? So all schools have their standard high above the ISA rule, but they will bend them for certain. Well, they won't bend them. They will accede to the basics. The basics what ISA give you make a lot of people. That's why you can talk about the thing there where a youngster, literally after you have youngsters that once the Money Cup season, use football for example, it's over. You not see them again until literally near April because they have to come to school in that preceding term. Even though I'm going to give you another example,
All right,
somebody and I talk about this.
Somebody saying, I mean, the A.M. Henry said this is gross negligence on behalf of these principals.
What is negligence? Hold on, what is negligence?
Well, I will let her comment again, but Wells is saying, management being truly honest. If the 4 subject at 45% were all tests, most schools could not field a team. Maybe that is what needs to happen. But this cannot continue. We're creating a culture of uneducated young men who not going to make it in football because when you count the numbers, not many of them even can make a Premier League team.
Yeah, about 1% or so for true.
Right? I see Boris Johnson. But go ahead, leader, because I know Boris wants to speak to you, so he's trying to call in. So, but go ahead. Yeah, you're saying that you were going to make an so I would want to believe you, leader, that the standard at Calabar must be that you have to attend school.
Of course. No, listen, the traditional schools, let me explain to you now. The traditional schools, they normally have their own standard, which is going to be way higher than the ISA standard. But occasionally, sometimes I might have to bend it. But where it is with like attendance and them thing there, they don't do it. Even though I know of a particular case last year, and listen carefully what I'm saying. Last year, where a particular student, he wasn't able to play in one of the schoolboy competitions because technically they had an issue with the attendance because one school had him being there and the other school also had him attending both schools at the same time. And when it came up, one of the schools was falsifying his attendance records. Right? So yeah, and so it had to do, and the youngster couldn't get to play because you had some schools doing certain things that were not above board.
Yeah. All right. Hold on, leader. We have Coach Boris Johnson online. Coach Boris Johnson, welcome to the show. I know you're listening intently. What you want to add to the discussion?
Yeah. Let me say good morning to the listeners and the viewers around the world. Good morning to yourself and leader, and everybody that tune in and on the platform. I think I must say I appreciate the discussion. And while I appreciate the discussion, I'm kind of disappointed that more people is not a part of the discussion. I mean, this is a situation that for years we have been trying to fix and trying to get to some of the root causes and to find solution. I mean, you look at the broader picture in terms of the society that we are creating. And I don't think a lot of people pay emphasis in terms of what happened with these, I wouldn't even want to say footballer, man, but student athletes. Now, the reality of it, there's one particular point that we can refer to, and it's the transition into colleges or university abroad. I mean, for some colleges, for some universities, there's different situation in terms of accepting into the college. There's different requirements. So that's the next subject for itself. But I mean, to sit here and listen to this discussion again, I think I remember one time I came on the platform for this same discussion where it was players not returning to school after the shift. Now to sit and listen the requirements that, and I quote, ISA or some of the school have in place for student athletes. I mean, it's kind of sad, man. It's kind of sad, and it kind of bleeds my heart because I in a situation where I'll speak to coaches on college circuit, from day to day. And they ask me about players. And then the end factor is that they will come back and tell you that the players is not interested in further in his education or even thinking about college. They're thinking about profession.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the fact that it's a discussion that is open back, but I'm kind of disappointed that there's not a lot of people in tune with the discussion.
And here's my issue, leader and Coach Boris. Here's my issue. No, I hear people saying that I'm not talking about doing principle of business and economics or accounts or those subjects or physics and chemistry. I'm not saying that kids need to do those things because they may need to. Here's a bigger issue though. It doesn't matter if it is industrial arts classes or vocational subjects that they are doing. The issue is these kids only go to school during the 3-month window of schoolboy football. That is the issue. That is the issue, and they're allowed to play. So you're telling me.
Yeah, but say some students, not all. It's not as widespread as you're going to say, right? So
leader, I am telling you, like, see, Sure Improvement just put a example of a player here. I am telling you that I had to advise this youngster to just keep playing football and don't discuss this because he was willing to come and say that he wasn't doing any work, he wasn't attending school, and he was able to match up to the grade and the attendance requirement to play. Now, you may be right, it may not be widespread, but
it's not widespread, man.
Let me say this, leader. One is too much, and here's the other issue, leader. The other issue is we have heard and seen some of these kids, some of these youngsters, young men, when they graduate, and we know that they don't have any subjects. They finish high school. Some who get a repeat in the earlier forms do 6 years in high school and they leave without a skill or a subject, and then they don't make it into football. School is not just to go there and learn about the different subject areas, but just life disciplines.
I don't cut the management, but I'm a part of our academy that if you have 2 unexcused absent, you just can't play.
Yeah, and I think the standard need to be raised. I think, listen, if for the year you're not coming to school, you can't turn up football time and play. It seems like we're going back to the days because back when I was a child, I used to hear of like the secondary schools and the technical high schools, and a lot of that is what used to happen. And here's the next person saying, leader, that the thing is widespread. It's not like one school doing this. I know a next school in rural areas who there was a youngster that I was close to that he was at home. I mean, he never went to school. He just turned up, go play a match. He only played matches.
My 2 pieces, I just think it's something that I have to sit and have to discuss and carefully and see our best with the school it can be fixed because, as you say, it's creating a culture that's not good for any environment.
Yeah. And there's a social impact on this, leader, because I'm not just talking about sport, because you and I just went through the numbers and we can count the players who we can say, boy, they have really transitioned and football is a life career for them. Most of these guys, the larger percentage of them are not going to make it in football, at least as players.
Same thing with track and field.
Same thing with track and field, and I agree with you. Same thing with track and field. I agree with you that it is not just football alone, but track and field. And I remember a few years ago, there's a very famous athlete from Calabar who this same issue came up about the amount of subjects.
Oh, let me tell you how that loophole happens.
Oh, you remember the case I'm talking about?
Let me explain. Hold on now. Listen up. No, I know of the case. I'm just going to tell you how the loophole happens. Listen. Okay. The loophole says, now listen, you are to have X amount of subjects to enter sixth form,
There you go.
or when you're going to transition. Hold on now, you know. Hold on. But remember, you know, right? And that is one of the things they did change after a while. That if the youngster is at his same school, you have various forms of sixth form that you can easily transition into. But listen now, listen what happened. You had a case where a youngster had 3 subjects, but they admitted him to sixth form with the 3 subjects, hoping that he would have passed the next one in the January window. Because you know you can take subjects in January.
Yeah.
So what happened was that I think the January window came and he did not pass the subject. So they admit, yes, but technically, you know, what they've changed that rule since, you know, because you can go into sixth form since that period if you're at your same school. You understand?
I don't think it's every school. I don't think it's every school.
No, what happened? No, let me explain. No. You can at any school.
No, not any school. Not any school leader. And I can testify to this. Because I had a player.
No, but so it changed after you were involved. It changed since then.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it's something now, then it's something now. Because my thing coaching at the Manning Cup level.
Hey, who have a sound system playing in the background? You have to turn it off. Which one are you playing sound in the background?
I had players with
Leader,
I couldn't get to a sixth form that required 6. And they have to move on to other schools. So unless that is something that they know, look at and revert, it's kind of start again. I mean, as I said, man, it's the schools and all parties involved, coaches, I think they just need to sit and look at this and revisit it, because as you said, the long term is turning out people into a global world that has nowhere to fit in.
Yeah, leader. Let me just say this, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
I said this earlier. I don't think ISA can police all the schools like the head of ISA. So that is
but set the benchmark.
Yeah, maybe they have to change the rule, but changing the rule don't mean that people will comply with it if you're not there seeing it, because that is what is happening. People can always put what I'm saying though is that I think the onus is on the principals of the school. Because let me tell you this.
No, you can't put that on the principal.
But who
let me tell you why. A lot of time, hold on now. A lot of time, let me tell you a standard thing that happened, right? One of these things happened the other day. Where what normally happens is that the head of HOD, manager of the football team, normally will carry a list. The HOD will probably verify it, and then it goes to the principal to sign. The principal is going to depend on the honesty of those other people, because generally now it's not every principal knows all of the boys on a track team or girls on a track team or boys on a football team.
Why?
No.
Why?
So that means the principal don't know the students that literally coming to their institution?
The principal does not have to know all of the students personally or know exactly. Look here, if I carry something to you, Boris, if you, management, you are the principal of Manning's High School, right?
No,
I carry something to you.
First thing, it's not Manning's High School, sir.
The Manning School, whatever.
Thank you, yes. Just
okay, so listen now. You are the principal. I am the manager for the football team. I have a list here now, right? Where I carry say 10 students or whatever, whoever, the 30-odd students. Guys, you register everybody. So I carry 30-odd students. Do you think that the principal is going to go through and do an individual check upon all of those students? He has other things doing.
Hold on, Bart. Let me answer him. You're talking about the man in school? You better be.
My principal will do that.
You better.
Over 2,000 students have.
Hold on. You better believe. You better believe that Mr. Garnett Mannings will go through that and say, who is this? He will not be readmitted. Is he going to sixth form? Is he a transfer you're getting from an next school? He will go through that list. And I will tell you this. he knows all the players on his football team because you don't have a big football team. What you may not know is the entire school population. It's easy to know the football team, boss. I disagree with you. The principals, they're going out to represent your institution. Yes.
The principal should know who they are.
Yes.
The principal at some point in time has to meet the team, has to basically a brief introduction of the individual. Because they're student athletes.
No, somebody, leader, somebody said that is why Mannings can't win. No, it is not because of Mannings why Mannings can't win. It's because of the other people are bending the rules why Mannings can't win. If everybody
exactly, that's a good example.
If everybody,
that's a very good example.
If everybody was applying the same standards, other schools will be winning schoolboy football.
Mannings, I just think it's just short-term gain, and a lot of people don't understand what happened down the road 2-3 years from now. I mean, to have student athletes making 45 when you have to have a GPA of 2.0.
No, Boris, hold on. I have to disagree with you right there, no, you know. Boris, listen up. If a kid want to get in a junior college abroad.
Over 2.0.
Really?
Yeah.
Boris, all the regular junior colleges now, basically from what I hear, you have some junior colleges where them just have to have been gone through high school.
The transcript is all they need, but the transcript has to have a GPA that match back to the system here, that's over 2.0. If they can't play. The only difference, they might not need TXC and they might not need tape.
Hold on. Why I'm asking you, because I know of a prominent footballer, I won't call his name, very prominent. I remember last year I spoke to this youngster and said, youngster, what are you going to be doing now with your life and so on? Can you finish schoolboy football at this stage? And the youngster said, boy, so I'm going to college. And I said, okay, that's great. So how many subjects are you doing in the CSEC next year? Zero. Hold on, man. No, listen now, man. Let me finish. I'm saying, Yeah. And he said none. Yeah. And I said, you don't have none?
No,
and then hold on, man. Him not doing any, And I said, hold on. So you're going back to school. This was like in about December. Him said, no, sir, because somebody going to get him into a junior college.
No, what I'm saying. Listen what I said. You do not need CXC or
Boris, this boy could hardly read and write.
No,
the boy could hardly read and write.
Leader, let him finish, leader, and then you go ahead. Yeah.
Leader, he does not need the external examination to qualify for junior college. As long as you have a high school transcript, that the grade out point system, when translate or equivalent, has to be over 2.0. That's standard.
Which somebody can pick up.
No, what he's saying, what he's saying, leader, is that even if you don't have CXC subjects, right? He's saying to you, they are going to ask for your transcript from your former high school, and whatever those things are on the transcript, when they put it in the system in the states, it must come out to above 2.0 in terms of grade.
I understand that.
Yeah, that's what he's saying, and that may not include CSP passes or CSEC passes.
No, I understand that part, What I'm saying, listen exactly what I'm saying, is that all of those things can be cooked, right? Because they are youngsters. Hold on now. So technically, hold on, man, Boris. So really, when you tell me all of those things, say, yeah, man, after this and that, I know youngsters that have gotten in and gone through, because I don't, by the way, Boris, there's something I always wanted to know. What do coaches get from those colleges to get some of these youngsters in there, into college?
One of the biggest factors.
Is there a finder's fee?
There's not a finder's fee. Biggest factor is their program and players they're looking that can fit in their program. But the biggest spin-off is one of the first criteria is getting a player that will be able to graduate from the institute. That's a key factor. So if people tampered and the kids come over, if they can't manage in terms of getting to a situation that they can keep the scholarship, renew the scholarship every year, lead up to graduation, then why you might find most of them, they probably lose the scholarship.
Okay, Boris,
there's not much for the coaches.
let me say one thing quick, Boris. Okay, this is Jamaica. And one of the things that is very important to a lot of parents is that they get that visa for go away. Them no business whether or not them drop out of school after that, you know.
What leader? Come on now, leader. Leader, where you get that from?
Hold on, let me give you an example. Let me just give you a quick example. I know of a particular player, national player, right? Who all the mother was interested in was the youngster getting. This youngster had gone to Europe, right? Playing for Jamaica.
Leader.
Hold on.
Yeah. Leader, if they don't have a GPA of 2.0 and over, there's no way that such institution, there's no way they're gonna get through in terms of admin itself. And funny enough, here's what you call now the clearinghouse. But there's a lot of factors.
But Boris, you're not getting what I'm saying, you know. They do business what happened once them land in the US, you know, because this mother, I remember all she was on was that not to need her son to get the visa, need this son to get, because this is the almighty.
You're saying that the parents want their kids to just go to foreign, them don't want them really go to college.
They just want them to reach there.
Leader, I don't agree with that.
One of the things you need to
Leader, you cannot.
I don't want to say that on a public platform.
Leader, you can't.
Okay, listen to that.
You can't prove that, man. Come on, you can't substantiate.
Let's not go there, but we know that's the off year. That's the off year.
Yeah, I don't want to believe that.
So what I am saying, leader, here's my point in all of this. My big point in all of this is very simple, sir. Like, kids should not be allowed to attend school during the semester that the competition that they want to play in, right, is happening. And that is the only time they attend school and they're allowed to play. I think if that is a ISA rule, one, ISA needs to revisit that rule. Secondly, even if that is a ISA rule, I think all schools need to raise the standard in spite of what the ISA rule is. That cannot be the standard. And the principal themselves should. Most of these schools participate in probably 3 or 4 sporting disciplines, right? And so I think it is not difficult for them to manage this kind of a thing. That's what I know.
Can I give you a scenario, man?
Yes,
give me a scenario.
Not only that, you know, Manning, and this is why I always say the football and the development of the players so disconnected, because, for example, if I coach at primary school level, I must now understand the transition that these players have to make within a few years. If I coach at high school, I now have to understand the same thing in terms of the players or the student athlete development. And this is where we have the problem, because a lot of players that leave the high school system with some level of quality, if they were placed into proper institution in terms of their development, it would speak volume for the football.
All right, so leader, hold on, leader. I see Brian here saying that ISA rule requires an 80% attendance. You can't get that by going school for same semester, my boss. There can be no such ISA rule.
Hold on.
Or
80% in the term.
So Brian,
80% in the term preceding.
Leader is saying the rule actually says 80% in the term preceding. All right, that is what leader is saying, sir.
My final piece is, I mean, I've been saying it for years. And that was one of the reasons why I really went to my alma mater and did Manning Cup to show the players that there's a different route to the whole thing and their development. But I think the biggest problem we have, and I don't want to say this because a lot of people might take it wrongly. I don't think a lot of people pay emphasis to well-being of most of these student athletes. I mean, I can give an example of case. I can use Darren Mackes as an example. I could have easily played Darren Mackes in Premier League when I was at Waterhouse, but at the time I know nobody knows Darren Mackes' academic standard at the time. Nobody know that at the time in high school. So my thing was for him, I think college is the best for your development and you can make the transition into professional after. I mean, I think all parties have to sit down, look at the long term and stop looking at the short term gain. I mean, winning Manning Cup is fine. I know a lot of institutions that win Manning Cup. And if you ask them today, where are some of those players? They don't know.
Yep.
They don't know. So I think we need...
Yeah. And what I'll say as a leader and Coach Boris, you have a next person who wants to join the call. But what I'll say is this. If the standards were consistent across school, I think it would make it way more competitive. What you find is like so the bending of the rule is creating somewhat of a monopoly in terms of the schools that excel. That is it.
It's not a monopoly in a man, but it's also affecting the development of the football in terms of these youngsters.
Mannings,
yes,
the standard is the same across, you know, because the same 80% rule
the rule,
the same 45 is the
same rule.
So not,
no, what I'm saying, leader, it is the same rule. It is the same rule, but different standards held by the schools. That's what I'm saying. So Mannings,
some schools say they have to have a 60%, 70% average.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Mannings doesn't interpret the rule that a man can come in a semester. Mannings says, listen, you have to be coming to school. Mannings doesn't say you can use your homework grade alone to qualify. You're saying that some school do that. So I think though the rule has one reading, people interpret it to allow the bare minimum so that their schools can have the highest results in the competition, which I believe to be disadvantage.
And this is
a disadvantage to the players' development overall.
This is where I agree with you when I said when you said the principals need to take ownership. It's really the principal, because Manning Cup or D Cup or any sports in general, it's just a subset of the school. The school is the main purpose. The school is the main whole. The sporting activity is just a subset of the school. So how can it be that the school is not more focusing in terms of the whole?
But hold on, Boris, because maybe we look at one more quick scenario. Come off court. You have kids that are not academically inclined. I know right now of two kids, very prominent players.
Hold on, Boris, hold on, let him finish. Why? Yeah.
Very prominent, playing in very high leagues, probably the highest league. Well, within that high league in Europe, right? Who basically struggle academically, but they are making way more. If you had probably not given them the chance to have had that start, so to speak, one of them in particular, I think his whole thing blew up because of his exploit at schoolboy football, and then he was got the interest from a very large top club.
Leader,
you understand? And that young hardly went to school.
Hold on, Boris.
Leader.
We have a new Boris. Hold on, Boris. Hold on. We have Brian who was there, because leader. What I'm saying though, do you realize that is the exception? That is not the 1%. That is what the below 1% we're talking about. Which is
that's 1%.
The below 1%.
That's the 1%. But that's what it is, the 1%.
No, but leader, what I'm saying though is that this is not being applied to 1%. This is being applied to the entire school body across board. So, but we have a next caller. was decided to join because he doesn't understand clearly the rule and wanted to kind of help to bring some clarity or ask some questions. This is the man who does, he's the Fabrizio Romano of Jamaica's football. He goes by the name Bam Sports TV. It's indeed a great privilege to have someone of his repute on the platform, as he is very hard to locate these last days, seeing that his channel has taken the airwaves, and he's doing several interviews. Mr. Bam Sports, welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for that amazing introduction. I don't think I could have put it any better than that. Good afternoon, Boris and Leader and the other persons. So this is my thing now. So I mean, a little bit less than, or maybe a decade ago, I was playing schoolboy football. And to the best of my knowledge, the requirements from this side that you have 4 subject passes over 45 and an 80% attendance.
That is the rule. You know.
I submit to Leader, yes. So I submit to Leader that a bunch of school principals could not sit down in a room and decide that a child is going to play Morning Cup from September to December. So he must only come school from January to April.
He can only come to school.
Only come school. Yeah, can only come school from January to April, 80% of the time. And for the other period between September to December, when he's playing school football, he may just decide to train, turn up and play much, and don't go to school. I don't believe the principal would sit down.
Let me answer that question now. Let me answer you. The example I gave you is extreme, but it does happen. But listen, let me show you another example. Say you have a kid now, right, who goes to school, and what some schools interpret it, you know, you have mornings, marking and red and evening.
What?
So you have some kids, mark the register in the morning and in the afternoon, twice. So listen now, you'll have some kids that boy after lunchtime, them not really go back to the class and mark the name, right? And they are at school. Okay. Listen, let me finish now. Let me finish now, please. So say this kid is there for, when you look at it, he goes to school 75% of the time between September to the following year, July, right? Okay? 75%, you know. And he gets 80 average, 80 in English, 80 in maths, and 19 in say history. Okay? But it's only those 3 subjects he managed to pass. Another kid now that basically only, right, goes in that final part there of eligibility, who's struggling when him go home, him sister do him homework for him and him come back and him get him like a 45, 46 pass or whatever. Or him do it in a classwork and him get it, right? That you don't disenfranchise him. What am the other guy that who the 75%, you know, so him can't play. Just because him was not there.
I'm not sure I understand the example.
Hold on, because Leader, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to confuse us. That's not going to work. I'm saying to you, Leader, that the rules for the kid must have 80% attendance at school. Meaning,
in the term preceding, I will send it to you.
All right, send it to me. Because
in the term preceding.
Leader, what I'm saying to you, if that is the case, our school system in a shambles, brother. Because that means that we're not running a school, we're running a football club where the youth them can just go to school when they want to play football or play cricket.
What percentage of the students actually play football? Very, very small percentage.
Leader, I didn't just say football. I said track and field.
Hold on. What percentage of the kids in a school now participate in sports?
Leader, the percentage who participate is irrelevant. If a child can choose to only go to school in the semester preceding, when he want to play, that means he's not a student then. That means you're telling me that you have a part-time student in high school. Our high school system don't support part-time students, but
that up with stuff.
Leader, but
Leader,
it's like the
Leader,
principle.
you're missing management point. Because the point management is making is that even if that is the ISA rule, the school should be held to a higher standard and ensure that the kids them come to school every day.
Yeah.
And schools do.
Hold on now. Some school, okay, hold on. Let me give you another example.
Leader, stop giving.
St. George's College, they have a standard where you have to have 60, but there was a particular player that was a national player that could not make the grade. They made an exception and made sure he played.
But that is
Leader, can you listen to us? Stop, Leader. Every time you're trying to explain something, you're giving us an example. I'm saying you should be able to explain what you're saying without citing and stop calling school your name, brother. Nobody call the school your name. Virgin, what me ask you is, brother, if a school is a place of learning, brother, not just those sports or just academic holistic development.
That's my understanding.
Yes, so you tell me say a kid can go to school from January to April and then play football in December, when football play in September, and then go to school in just to train and play match.
And then when it finish, him leave.
It's a rule. It's a rule.
But listen, I'm not.
I have to try and get Mr. Wellington about that because
Leader, I am not saying it is not the rule, Issa. It's not the rule, leader. I have not seen it. I am taking you at your word that is what the rule says. Because watch it joke now, leader. Because those who are interpreting the rule that way, could be wrong, Because you're saying it is their interpretation of the rule. So they could be wrong. I want to see the actual rule. But I'm going to give you that is the rule. Leader, the school attendance in the school is not just for learning in a specific subject area, but it is for the holistic development, learning discipline, right? How to work with other people, how to have dialogue, all of those things. You understand me? The discipline of keeping time, changing and moving from session. All of those things are part of the holistic development of a child. You cannot have a system of education where kids are allowed to attend school, to play a sport and go about their business. You may have exceptional cases where some persons may up to bend the rule for one, but that cannot be for the majority, leader. Even if the rules are being interpreted that way, the schools and the principals must hold them. And I put it to you, if everyone held that high standard, we'd have better competition across the board. Schools would not be getting 18 and 19. There's a whole set of people traveling. There's a whole set of kids traveling all over the world and still play schoolboy football. So,
management, just give me a minute. I'm gonna talk to someone and join back.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
You need to understand this.
Some people are saying that some of the kids play multiple sports and they end up being in school. Right now, I'll tell you, there was a time when the footballers would play cricket and they would do track and field and stuff. But right now, how football is in Jamaica, most of the footballers, except for probably a 1 and 2, the minority, they stick to football. Track and field is so high tech now that the people who play track and field, a lot of the school don't encourage them to play football. You used to have it more back in the days, and we saw a couple of long distance runners at Kingston College doing it recently. And you see like high doing it. But it is not the majority, it is a minority because football and track and field is so high. But that is not the stand. Well, leader is not explaining the standards, Leader is explaining the rules because rules are different from standards.
Hold on. The standard says that you have 80%
that is
attendance in the term.
That is the rule, leader. That is not the standard.
Every school
has its own standard.
Leader.
Each school, hold on.
Let me give you a quick example. You know that the speed limit says in certain places you can go up to 80 kilometers per hour, right? Right? You know that? You're aware?
Yeah.
Do you know that there are some people, their standard of driving, they don't go above 60. Though the rule gives them up to 80, they stick to 60. Because they set a higher standard of protecting themselves from accidents and driving carefully than what the maximum standard is in the rules.
Right, they make their own standard, right? Which is nothing wrong with that.
What I'm saying though, the rule says one thing, but you set your own standards, which is what I am saying. I am saying even if that is the ISA's rule, then the onus is on principals for the well-being of the kids to lift the standards of the educational institutions, given what is happening in our society. We can't continue having a majority of these kids who are not transitioning to Europe, like the 20 or 30 that we name, like leaving school, not having one subject, right? Then they learn to interact with people. They were playing football. They can't make a Premier League team. They can't even make a Tier 2 team.
Yeah, what's one of the things that they come with now, in the new dispensation, where the kids have to be in school until 18. So meaning that a kid at certain schools that normally, what we would say now, to reach sixth form, the kids high, it's hard for them to reach. A kid staying at, let me use Kingston High, right? A Kingston High student can now take another pathway 2, and be admitted without having any C-Sex subjects and going to their sixth form there at the school. You understand? They just have to have the grades from the same homework.
I don't have a problem with that, but here's the thing. If that 18-year-old only attend classes for 3 months from 15 to, like I said, the 18-year-old, that's 9 months of school attendance, leader, in 3 years. That cannot be enough. So keeping them longer in school don't mean that they're spending more time in classes or in school. Extending the age group is pointless if the people not attending.
What exactly is all I'm just ask because of because it's coming like you're beating on me. I'm just giving you what the rules are, I don't say I agree with it, I'm just saying what it is. You understand? What it is, and there's it's not really something up for interpretation, yeah.
You know what would be funny? If I put it to you, if a serious study were done, an investigation concerning the incident at Dintil recently, I think you, yeah man, let me just say this. I think you'd find.
Man, don't go there, please. Don't go there.
Yeah. Because
don't go there. I know you're going, but don't go there because I sit and I'm listening. And if you're going to take this to the incident, then we're going to have to look at the broader scale of what's happening in society.
Hold on there, Manens. Hold on there. No, I want you to go. No, hold on.
Don't go there, man.
Hold on, Brian, it's
I went back and I got the explanation. So, Manens. So, the situation is kind of tricky, though. I try to find the right words. so leader is right in a sense, but this is the explanation I'm making. So the person that I spoke to is saying that the rule says that the student must attain a minimum of 80% attendance in the term prior to completion. In September, between April to June, that's the last term, they must have a minimum of 80% attendance. However, this is the understanding we get to. The person is saying that the rule also says that the child must be enrolled in the institution as of September 30th.
And I gave you that. I told you that the youth have to be there.
So he says the student must be enrolled. Now, the assumption of ISA is that if a student is enrolled in school from September,
he might go class every day.
He's going not every day, but he's regularly attending school. So the assumption is that they would not need to have a rule to say it's all the year round, because the expectation is that once a child is enrolled in school, he's going to school. Which goes to your point, Manningsman, that is saying, because it's not expecting that a school will enroll a student, don't make him come to school and just come in the semester before to pay. Exactly. He's not expecting that.
Yeah.
So that goes to your point to say that the schools should be upholding a standard that if a student is enrolled, he's going to class and doing work.
Yeah. Because
let me ask this. So therefore, what leader is saying, this is basically the rules that ISA set.
It's the same thing, yes. It's a set the rule. That's what I keep telling you guys.
The expectation that
I think it's a need to revisit.
No, but
Boris, if you revisit it, Boris, hold on now. Let me just say one thing. If you revisit it, you might disenfranchise a player that might eventually end up playing for say Chelsea or I don't know, Manchester United or something like that.
Boris. Hey, hold on, Boris, just give Brian that we don't let us not try to talk over each other because nobody not hearing nothing. So just hold on. Let Brian go and then we go to Boris. Yeah.
Boris,
Jeez. All right. Jaja, where the show gone? The show there. The show. Boy, I have a terrible power cut just a while ago, you know. Oh my lord, me I tell you, I know me can't manage them some of them Jamaican power system here. You know. Good show, good discussion. And Brian I make some very salient point and then power come and just destroy almost mash up the thing them in a star. But moving right on. So let me just pick up from where we left off. So please, leader, sorry about that. Brian, Boris, sorry about that. If you can call back in. So let me just say this. Regardless of what the rule is, I think principals, I'm not even going to say parent, because some of them youths here, really and truly, they don't have the best parenting. But I believe that our educators should be more concerned. I'm not even putting on the coaches, because some of these coaches, I would say, are not even at the place educational. All right? And I'm not here advocating for youths to go into school and all of them go and get 6 and 7 subjects. There are other things that school provides that are necessary in the nurturing of young men and young women. The system should never seek to exploit this. I know that there are youths who the grades, I don't want to say widespread because people may think thousands and I cannot put a number to it. But I know it is too much where kids are given grades and attendance marks to do sporting disciplines in school when they are not doing the requisite examinations and they are not meeting the regulated attendance criteria. All right. Now, there are some players, like people will want to use Kaheem Dixon and they will want to use what if the rules were not flexible for Dujan Whisper Richards. I think Whisper, with his potential, never needed the schoolboy system to be where he's at. In other words, if Whisper played for Harborview and never played schoolboy football, I think he would have still gone where he's at. Leon Bailey, for example, is where he's at and he never played in the schoolboy system. Shamar Nicholson, we can't look back and say, oh, he had a stellar schoolboy season and this is why he is where he's at. Truth is, you don't need, if you are the exception, you don't necessarily need schoolboy football. In fact, the more years you spend in schoolboy football, if you're the exception, will make you just a regular. I think it minimizes your trajectory in terms of growth. So for those players who are elite, I don't think they need schoolboy football. I think they can play in the Premier League or at the academy level and move on. You have a Kaheem Dixon, right? Kaheem Dixon, the unfortunate thing with Kaheem Dixon is this. Kaheem Dixon, glad for him, but Kaheem Dixon, people must remember, was too old. The said year he finished playing schoolboy football, he was too old to play under 20. The under 20 qualifiers that FIFA have for people in Kaheem's Dixon age group, he could not play it because he was too old. That at that level, you should not have been in schoolboy football in that said year. Because those are my points, you know. And I do understand that there may be a rule that people can tinker with to get players to play, but at the end of it, is it really worth it? I don't think it is, given the state of affairs concerning our young men and young women. Let me give you the context of what I'm speaking in, all right? Because people say don't touch the Dintil incident. I think the sanctions that Dintil actually came up with were too light. I am glad that Issa stepped in. Because I think the initial sanctions from Dintil were too light. Because the players would have missed like a couple of days and play some football. In fact, how it would have worked out is that they would really not miss any game. they'll just miss school. And they would be back in school for their next most important game. So I'm glad that Issa stepped in and put some pressure on them in terms of what was done. And I think wherever it happens, this should be the minimum in terms of suspension. Or, yes, suspension from games. If I wanted to make a mark though, I would say, listen, because at least one of the players involved is a regular in Premier League, should not be playing schoolboy football. You know me already. If you're playing Premier League and you're playing week in, week out, you don't need to be playing schoolboy football. The only reason why you play schoolboy football is because somebody wants to win something. You're not playing schoolboy football because it's going to make you better, it's going to make you stronger, it's going to make you better tactically or technically. You're playing schoolboy football because somebody wants some glory for a school. That is it. No other reason except that. And so, when you play Premier League at that higher level than schoolboy, because schoolboy football and Premier League is two different levels. The best schoolboy football team cannot beat Cavaliers or Mount Pleasant in a best of three. Cannot. Or Arnett Gardens. They can't. They can't beat them. Don't tell me that what about the Clarendon team or the Mona team or the Jets. They cannot beat the Premier League teams. Two different levels. The speed of play is different. The aggression and the systems and organization, different level. And I'm not saying this because I think we have world-class Premier League teams. No way. But they are two different levels. So when you play in the Premier League consistently, what are you going to learn playing schoolboy football? It's better you stick and play schoolboy football and don't play in the Premier League. But I don't think there is any benefit to playing both, except somebody wants some glory at a school. It's just like if you're an athlete and you make the Jamaican Olympic team, not as a reserve, but you're running in the 100 meters, and you go to the finals, and you finish fourth. I don't expect you to you understand me? I don't expect you to know go back and run in class 2 or class 1 at champs. For what? To what end? To prove what? Man, Pete, RR and Aldine, and that will go and that will go and put up in the comments. And that will go and put them up. And that will go and put up in the comments. Yeah. We will know, you know. We will know. That part, we will know. The league is going. So we will know. I will say this to Dintil. Dintil, over the last so many years, have been able to put together what we call some of the better players in schoolboy football. And yet they have struggled to win any one of the major titles. Right? They have changed multiple coaches. And I want to put it to Dintil, a school that I like. I want to put it to you. Maybe it's at the leadership level you need fixing. Because no matter what coach you have had, what players you have had, you're not winning. You go to finals and you lose. So it would appear that inherent in that system is some serious disciplinary issues that needs to be curtailed. Because when you reach the level to win, the bad discipline creeps in. The undisciplined players pop up and culture pops up and it affects you. Because when two teams are at the same level, here's what I know. At that time, the more disciplined team on and off the field will have better success. Now, you may be indisciplined and beat the lower team, but when you get to the teams that have just as much quality and talent as you are, with the right finances behind them, it is discipline that going to give you the edge. And I think until you can overhaul that system and build a culture of discipline, you're not going to have the success that you have been craving for from way down in the 90s. Now people wonder why like Mannings no win. For the last couple of years, Mannings had the opportunity to have players in their teams that most of the past students believe that if those players played when we went to the finals, if we had those players when we went to the semifinals, if we had those players, we would have probably gone on and won. But at the end of the day, it is better to lose and keep your integrity and character than to win and have all kind of skirmish about your reputation and character as an educational institution. And more school needs to do this. I think again that if all schools were applying the same principles across the board, then I tell you people, you'd have better competition in schoolboy football. I want to talk a little bit because we have been going long. Recently, this is Super Friday. Please continue to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. We have 70 likes on the videos. If you would help me, please, to get it to 100, I'd really appreciate that. I know some of you may have dropped off during the power cut, but you're here now. Hit the like button. It is also Super Friday, and we have seven more super stickers, super chat to go. So if you have not done one yet, please go ahead and support the work of I Am Sure Sports. All right, give a super sticker, give a super chat to the channel. All right, now let's move a little further. Now I want to speak about the JPL. The decision making ability of our players needs to be visited by the coaches. All right, I watched the Arnett Gardens game. I watched the Mount Pleasant game. You know, I like Mount Pleasant, a team that I support. I think they have a good system in place, and many people may not have liked some of the changes that they have made and how they have carried their business, but they have the finances to support their decisions, and as long as they have that, then that is fine. Be that as it may, let me just say this. I see too many bad decisions by our players, especially in the final third. I see players consistently. I can go to the Arnett Gardens game. I can even look at the Mount Pleasant game. When they're supposed to cut the ball back, like there's a particular player, I will not call his name, in the Arnett Gardens Caribbean CONCACAF Club Championship. On 4 occasions, he went down to the byline and he did the same thing. Power the ball either 3 times into the side of the net and 1 time on the post. And all he had to do was to cut the ball back. They have good speed, and I can't say I will question their technical abilities. The teams have good structure in how they play, and they bring the ball through the faces. But when these guys get into the final third, it's like them turn idiots. They kick the ball over the top. They use power instead of accuracy. They don't lift up their head. They don't look what is available to them. And they just made like the Mount Pleasant players. On so many occasions, they had opportunities. And I'm not saying that the teams never created. Police may have created opportunities. I'm not saying that. But on so many occasions, they were in the final third and they just needed to make one pass. Same thing with Arnett Gardens. No. This thing with Cavaliers, because I think some of the Cavaliers players are just the same. But they get away because they have some foreign national in Calvin and Stein, who I realize are better at decision making in the final third. Better at decision making in the final third. And that is why I think our football has not been able to produce a striker who has scored 20 goals consistently in our Premier League, when we have gone up to 20 and 30 games. So we don't have a striker scoring every other game in the league in a very long time. And that, I believe, is because of decision making in the final third. I don't know if it is, I don't want to say it is because educational or academic knowledge is different from footballing IQ. But so I want you to help me. Maybe you know, maybe you're a footballing expert, you're a coach out there. But I'd love a couple of coaches, couple of football, experts, not novice like me, to call and tell me what are some of the things that players can do or coaches can do to help them in making better decisions when they're playing the game. And I'm talking about Jamaican players. I see it in schoolboy football. Like players will get away and them some hard kick, like them don't, like I don't see your strikers trying to pass the ball into the side of the net. You watch other games and you think like goal scoring looks so easy for Erling Haaland. Easy for Kylian Mbappe. Easy for Nicholas Jackson. Easy for the Hurricane and easy for Sam. When you watch somebody under 20 World Cup, goal scoring looks so easy. And then you look at our players, you're wondering, why does it look so hard to score a goal? And don't tell me that yes, you have games that people score 19 and 20 and 30 and 40. I'm talking about when you're matched up against opponents similar to you in standard and you get those opportunities. What is it that helps the decision making of the top players that cause them to be able to capitalize or make at least the right decision in the crisis moment, in the tough times? Nicholas Jackson, man, Nicholas Jackson scoring goals, You may not have liked him last season. No, come on, Dre, any weather sports. How many goals Nicholas Jackson have this season? Easy for Darwin Núñez. Look at that brilliant strike by Darwin Núñez. So let me tell you this, Dre, any weather sport. Nicholas Jackson, if you put him in this JPL, he'd score 20 goals every season, boss. So it's easy for him. Because if he were to play in the JPL, he would score 20 goals every week. I'm telling you. Why can't our players make the right decision? And don't tell me the surface is bad. No. Because some of the decisions has nothing to do with the surface. So coaches out there, So Fabian, what you're saying? Nicholas Jackson is not a good goal scorer. Nicholas Jackson had a bad season last season and he still scored a lot of goals. This season, how many goals have he missed this season? In terms of his conversion rate. Come on now. I'm not a Chelsea man. If Nicholas Jackson was in Jamaica playing in the JPL, him scored 20 goals every season. Every season. Easily. If Darwin Núñez was here playing, he scored 20 goals every season. What is it about their decision making that makes him able to do that? Thank you very much, Jason Guna. I'm not saying that he doesn't miss opportunities. Thank you, sir, because I always like how you do these things. People talk about Nicholas Jackson, how many goals. He still scored 14 goals. There you go. But Fabian, to score 14 goals in the EPL means that he makes good decisions. You can see from this season, his decision making is way better. So I just need somebody to explain to me what is it? What are the factors that helps in terms of a player's ability to make the right decisions? That's what I'd like to. That's what I'm trying to tap into. Because maybe we can educate a couple of the players listening, or maybe we can tell a couple of the coaches, do these things, or this is what the players need to do. Here is the step. Number one, like decide before. What are the things? Listen, when I watch even the Arnett Gardens, the amount of chances Arnett Garden missed, and I'm thinking like, they had layoffs, they had passes. I see sometimes like our players get some free kick and some angles. And they're trying to score. And I'm thinking, why don't put the ball in the box? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I see it in schoolboy football. Like, I'll give you an example. In the game with Phoenix versus Mullines, like, I see a player, I think it's a Phoenix player, I don't remember any, maybe Romarian. They won the game. He had a very good game. Like, he's taking a free kick from the edge of the center circle in the JPL to try and score. So I am saying, obviously, somebody has not told this player that those things work in schoolboy football. They don't work in the JPL. Oh, sorry, not Phoenix. Veer. Sorry, my bad. Veer Phoenix versus Mullines. Sorry about that. Thank you, boss. Yeah. Repetition help with decision making. Need to play more games and train more to improve those things. All right, good one. So the players need to train more. I'm wondering if there's any mental, I'd love to know, like, I need to talk to like a top striker to find out like who scores was very prolific. What was it that helped him or her in, okay, this one you pass, this one you shoot, this one you chip the goalkeeper, this one you go around the goalkeeper. All right, this one you don't go with power, right? You just wait until the keeper commit. How do you make those decisions? I'd love to tap into the brain of a top striker to figure that out. I like this comment. If you practice rubbish, no matter how much you train, it will still be rubbish. I think that's a very good one. That's a good. Yes, if you do the wrong thing in practice, if you're repeating the wrong things, then you're going to continually get the wrong results. So, Jason, the man is saying that repetition is good enough, but if you're repeating the wrong things, it don't make a difference. Yeah. Like, I would love to know that. Like, I'm trying to think about which striker. All right. This one says, anxiety blocks the perfect vision. True. Also, they get in front of goal and anxiety takes over, so they can't. Maybe that is it, you know. Maybe they need to be more relaxed and calm. I think maybe that is it. Maybe it is the anxiety, like they get anxious. They're in such a rush. Like, good player, like I'll see like a player like Arborn that plays for Arnett, right? He's one, right? He's one that, like, sometimes his decision making. Kimon Bailey, Mount Pleasant, Devontae Campbell. I think if Devontae Campbell don't get a move, it's not because he doesn't have skills, but he's very poor in terms of his decision making. Make the wrong decisions in the crucial and critical moments. But Fabian, the players were on good fields in Trinidad, good field at Sabina Park, good field at the stadium, and they still are not doing it. So I think it is more than, while the field may be a factor, I still think on these fields, Nicholas Jackson will still come here and score 20 goals. Remember, the fields were worse when you had players like Tuffy Anderson scoring every season, 20 goals and so, like Kevin Lamey and the Michael Graham and the Paul Teagat Davis. The fields were worse, and they were backing in the goals. And the conditions of the fields have improved. and the goal scoring is worse. Oh, guess what? I realized I was missing some call. I say, so let me see if I can call back some of the people who are calling me. I asked her a big coach, and Dre, anyone I see I'm calling. Oh, Jesus. All right, so let me call Dre. Me ask a big coach at Duckland calling, you know? So let me hear from Duckland and then Dre, anyway. That. Big coach. Check, big coach. Go ahead, talk to the people. What do you think is the solution to this problem?
Honey, you hearing me?
Yeah, man.
I hear you.
You're not hearing me? You're not hearing me?
No, they're not hearing me. Call back. I'm coming.
Oh, no. Let's see. Duckland say I'm not hearing. Let's see if we can. All right, let's see if we can get Duckland connected. All right. We'll try and get through to Duckland. Don't worry about that thing. Every little thing is going to be all right. All right, there we go. Duckland. What going on, sir? What going on, sir? Yeah. Can you hear me now? Oh boy, hold on there. All right, let me call you. Come and know what I'm going with this thing, sir. Let me call you, yeah, sir. Calling. This is an international coach of international standards and caliber, still playing football, operates out of the United States of America. So we're gonna hear from him now as he kind of delve into issues of goal scoring. Yes, coach, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Hearing a thing from Manning.
You're not hearing me? I'm here. You're not hearing me.
Not hearing you, Manning.
Oh, what this?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you. All right, people.
Yeah, man, I heard you wanted to talk to a top striker. So, not surprised. Not surprised that, I'm on the line now.
All right, top striker. Yes, so talk to me. What are some of the things you think the players need to do or the coaches need to do to well, maybe I don't know if you see it as a problem in terms of decision making of our players, especially
Yes,
I think in the final third. And what is your take on the matter?
Yeah, I noticed it. It was very clear. Even last night, I was commenting on it. The passing accuracy, we need to get some stats, but it's not good. It's not looking good when I see Mount Pleasant and Arnett Gardens. To me, it was very poor. What I think the problem is, all right. So anybody can make a good pass when you have no pressure on you, given the time and the space. And I think that is what the problem is. They're probably trained with a lot of time and space on the ball. So it looks good in training. But when you're in a match condition and you have the opponent pressing you more aggressively than you're used to, that is when you see the poor passing coming to the fore. So I think the training needs to be simulate more high pressure situation,
Okay.
And that is what I think is lacking.
All right. So you believe if they are putting Well, how does that happen? Because, like, is it how the coaches train the team that they need to increase the intensity? Are there specific drills that they need to do to create this pressure system so they can make better decisions?
I think it probably has to be a combination of both. The general standards in training probably needs to improve. You can't get away with sloppy passing in training and play on match day. So, coaches need to implement drills that would, of course, implement or improve their passing accuracy. But also you have to have a high standard in training. And that goes for tackling for defenders. Training might be too lax, too lackadaisical. You have to try and simulate match or even greater than a match.
Yeah.
And that is when you improvement.
I see one person saying, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if you listen to interviews from the persons we consider top players, they will tell you of additional training that they do. Mohamed Salah, Cristiano Ronaldo. People will tell you that when they go to training, believing they're early, they're there 2 hours before. How many of our players are doing something like that?
Yeah.
How seriously we take training. We need to look into that. Yeah, man. We need to probably talk to somebody to see how many hours of training, do they put in.
I don't want to assume like teams like Mount Pleasant probably just spend a lot of time training, but what the players do outside of that is very important, like you have said. Somebody said that we need to look at I see Kendall saying that we need to look at the mental side of their game, just as we look at their technical side. Finishing is an art that must be developed. Most forwards in our region lack calmness in front of goal. All right, in our region, so in the Caribbean, we really do we know any like top striker, like a very clinical striker in all of the Caribbean that we know of? I don't know.
No.
I would say even if you go across CONCACAF, I think there's a Mexican player called Jimenez. Or is Jimenez his name? I think he plays in Portugal. But there's a Mexican outside of him. I don't know that there's a like in CONCACAF right now. None of the Americans you'd say are very clinical and doing well.
No, we don't have any. No, we don't have any clinical strikers, right?
Yeah,
and for a long time either.
Yeah, because when you think about the USA with the Clem Dempsey's and you think about Paula One Chop from Costa Rica. There have been over the years, you had the Jamaicans as well, all of the Jamaicans during that era. But really and truly, I think after Kenwin Jones, probably from Trinidad, and probably Ricardo Fuller wasn't even a prolific.
No, they wouldn't call him.
Maybe Luton Shelton, or people would say Java and East. I don't even know. But
and again, there are levels to this thing.
But CONCACAF really don't have like a top striker.
Yeah, it starts with a mindset, Manning. When the football I love. If you listen to people like Roy Keane talk, when they miss a tackle or make a mistake in a game, haunts them for days. They go and try to improve. So that level of wanting perfection is what is going to drive, top players. And I don't get the feeling that we have players who are even upset if they miss a pass. And the coaches are not making any change. We need higher standard. That is the thing I want to say. That's the point.
All right.
The standards are too low.
And boss, you're a Man U man, but Nicholas Nelson is a good striker. Nicholas Nelson is better than all of the strikers at Manchester United. You know that, right now.
No, Michael, I don't know yet.
We striker Manchester United. We striker Manchester United. Tell me the striker Manchester United you believe better than Nicholas Jackson, sorry.
Okay, because I was all right. So I believe, and if you see what I put in the chat, Nicholas Jackson is surprising me. He looked very touch and go last season, but he has started the season well. He has improved this game, I believe. You know, as opposed to like, I don't know, Darwin Nunes. I'm not sure if he has improved, but you can tell that Nicholas Jackson has worked at his game.
Man, Demo here, yo. You mean that Darwin? You see the goal that Darwin Nunes scored, man? Brilliant goal.
But Darwin Nunes has always been a scorer of the great goals. But give him the simple chances, and you see what Darwin Nunes will do with them. But that goal is not surprising to me from Darwin.
Okay. All right, we'll see. All right.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. Thanks for your thoughts. Man. Yeah, man. All right, Duklan. Blessings. All right, let me go to Dre Anyweather Sport. He says he's the next big coach that wanted to give his input on this matter. So let's see. For the people over there in Florida, how are you fearing with the weather? Georgia.
Yes, Siri. Go ahead and answer. Yes.
Who you calling Siri, boss? The people out there in Georgia, Atlanta, all of those areas having some bad weather. Hope you're doing well. Jason, stay safe. And all the people in Florida. Dre, anyway, sport, you're doing well. So how West Palm Beach with the weather?
West Palm Beach, nice and sunny. You want to see the beach. Beach park and all the gators, them out.
All right, boss. No, let the people them know that when you say the gators, you're talking the fans and not the actual alligators.
Them out there, you want to watch them catch on the beach. We see them catch one on the beach water and get mad like the people them interrupt him swim.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago, you want to see it.
So,
only in Palm Beach. Over Singer Island too, right next to Trump place.
Say that you eat one per gator meat, not true?
What kind of eat gator meat? I'm still Jamaican at the end of the day.
I'm going. The Jacksonville, them love the gator, you know.
Them love it, man.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Gainesville, them place.
Yeah, boy, we are telling you. Yeah, but
your place too. You go on and serve a Tampa, and people that eat up the gator and eat them too. The stretch they go into Tampa, from the Lone Road, they go into Tampa. You want to see how much gator shop them set
be
up.
A gator shop, I'm sure you know.
Yeah. I sell gator food and gator this and all that.
Duklan say, when they say a Jamaican, Duklan I say, oh, that means you eat the gator with your curry gravy.
Right, Indian them. Not me, man. Yeah, the Duklan we try them thing there, never do them thing there.
God bless you, a liar tell but the man them say you never eat gator yet for real.
Oh man, we are South Florida now. We South Florida.
We never ask them, boss. You can't tell me say people no eat gator South Florida. You can't tell me that, boss.
And me island people, they don't that side, man. As Kerry if he eat gator before, he probably will tell you yes.
Kerry eat gator.
You know what I'm saying? We tell her yes, because they're over them side. Mix and mingle with the richest and the richest them over them side of the state.
Yeah, man. But what you say on the forward issue? What needs to happen with our forwards, Jay? And talk to me about first thing, you know that Nicholas Jackson a big striker still.
All right, so Chelsea fans, Chelsea money. You know, the majority of the Chelsea fans them. The frustration and anger that we had with Nicholas Jackson from last season. It's still carrying over and he still have to prove himself. Not due to the little start you see him have right now because of some opponents that we play. So we're not really excited about where I'm going with right now. But you see pressure Mannings, man, when you have another striker breathing down your back that's performing and getting into form and shape right now, then that even helps to elevate your game, you know, and make you even work harder, knowing that once you slip, you slide out at the start of the level, you know. Because right now, Christopher Nkunku in the top form right now, and Jackson know this. So Jackson can't have no other choice but to step up in game. So we've seen a different Jackson this season. So we like what we've seen from the two striker them. You know, Nkunku at the 60th minute, the coach talked about it. Maresca, which by the way, is an excellent is a big step up from the last two coaches that we have.
Really?
So, yeah, man, it's a big step up from the last two coaches. Then tactically, on and off the field, the press conference, then the man just confident and stick to what I must say, and in attitude, the training them.
So Pochettino wasn't good.
It's a difference. Pochettino stand up on the sidelines and I get assistant coach instructions to go up on the field and demand them. Maresca out there kick ball and I yell and I stop training and I make sure the player them get in tactics out on the field.
Okay. So you believe that Maresca is a better coach than Pochettino?
Pochettino and Harry Potter and himself. Big time. Big difference. We like that. But back to the striker now. So the pressure is welcome at Chelsea. I see Jackson take it on and him get pressure off the field because we see we're fast, great. Well, we go down the line before.
Don't go down. Say Chelsea great. Say past Chelsea great. That is fine.
Yeah.
But not EPL great, but a Chelsea great. Yeah.
All right. So you see where he made some comments. Jackson take it up because replied, not take it up because I'm talked to him. So you expect him to take it up. Replied, so they had a back and forth, and Jackson did take it as a positive and trying to prove that Obi Mikel wrong and prove a lot of the doubters, including myself and a lot of the fans and pundits and Chelsea YouTube content creators. We're still kind of on the fence because we're not what you call it, committed to say yes, Jackson is the man to lead us for the rest of the season. It's like we're still hesitant, right? You know that feeling that we're hesitant because you're still hanging on to, you have to seek a longer period of time and get against more consistency. Now, Jamaican wise now. So, there's a mindset where a whole heap of Jamaicans, they respect and idolize players from different sports, but they're not willing. They say they want to be like them, but you're not putting in the work and the extra work on and off the field during training, away from training, before training, after training. You're not putting in the hard work that it takes to get to that level of greatness.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of that and coaching, because if you set up the team to execute when you come across some situations, you can set up the forward line to execute when it comes across, if you practice it, what to do in situations when you come across them during game. Because you can practice them to practice like perfect. So the more you practice it, the more them will have it.
That is if you're practicing like somebody said, you have to be practicing the right thing though, because if you practice rubbish, you're gonna produce rubbish.
Yeah. So as long as you have the coaching, having those setting up those situations, when you come against 3 against 2, you're gonna run this way, you're gonna cut across this way, you're gonna be a decoy so that they open up space, and then they create space for this one because he's going to actually, so the defender go and follow this one, then he's no longer a decoy. There's different situations, but are they getting that proper coaching and those techniques and those tactical approach in training for when them going out the game that execute it? That's what you got to ask yourself too. And then you can also say them getting it and then retain it.
Yeah.
And then them I think about which party I keep little more with them bridging and go look later. And then think that's the mindset.
But Jordan, who is the top striker in CONCACAF right now?
It's tough, you can say Raul Jimenez. You can
Raul
say
Jimenez? Really?
Yeah, you can say him. You can
what
say
about the other Jimenez? There's an ex Jimenez, that plays in
Jimenez with a G.
Yeah. He plays I think he plays in Portugal. It's Portugal or La Liga. I think it's La Liga, yeah. But he's a Mexican striker. I don't know how prolific he is.
Yeah, I mean, and then you look for US, you see Balogun, but where am I going? But then you look for Canada.
Jonathan,
yes, David.
David,
Jonathan David.
maybe Jonathan
Yeah.
David is probably right now the top one.
But nobody know they can farm like Pulisic right now, though.
That's true. I don't know. Like the point I'm making though is that I don't even know.
Pulisic step on top farm right now, and he's not a striker. That's the thing. But it's how you use him to get the best out of the players then and make them as lethal as possible. I think AC Milan are playing right now too. But yeah, back in the day, you know, you asked me that question and I can just say, boom, jump and give one name, boom. You know?
I think
Right
the
now-
guy that I'm talking. No, is it Feyenoord in play for? I think he play for Feyenoord. Him name, I think the guy, Santiago Jimenez. He play for Feyenoord, man, the Mexican striker.
Yeah, he play against me in a Nations League last we played.
Yeah, man, he's a young player. They go a couple years ago. They did the under-20 World Cup with them. Yeah. But I don't know if he's how good he is. But maybe Balogun and Jonathan David. And they're playing in the French league. That do you use the French league to estimate how prolific a striker is?
You have to use whatever league them playing in Europe, you know, because remember, you know, you're as good as what you produce for me lately. And if you're banging in the goals in your league, you're on form.
Yeah.
So if you're on form, then it's easier for you to say you translate that form over to the national team because you know what to do in the situation once it come arise in front of you. The ball come in at the 18-yard box, you know, club level, the first thing you do, I whip it towards goal or create space and then whip it towards goal. You know, hesitate because you're banging in the goals them on a regular now.
Like so I tell people, you know, Jerry, that we can't say field is the issue because players like Fabian Taylor, Nicholas McCree, players like Luton Shelton, Jeremy Lin,
they used to
those guys score a lot of goals in the league and fields that were worse. So I don't know what is going on, but there seems to be something is. Like I said, I just came up with this because I've been watching Arnett Gardens and Mount Pleasant and watched some of the games in the league. Like I said, I watched the Mullines and Veer Phoenix game. And so many chances, so many, like an extra pass would have made the goal wide open. You understand me?
But with your team last night too, you know.
Yeah, that's an extra. I'm telling you, last night is the same thing with Mount Pleasant. Some poor decisions. Mm-hmm. Players not under pressure and hurrying to play the ball across, bang, kick it away. Devontae Campbell, a couple of bad decisions in dangerous areas when he had laybacks and stuff. Like I stopped one play and showed somebody and said to them, the player, he had Gadiel Irwin coming towards him. He's on the byline, right? The defender block him off, him can't move, and him plot him, twist him, turn, him plot him, twist him, turn. So by the time he played back the ball to Gadiel Irwin was under such pressure that he was you understand me? Basically locked down.
Closed down, yeah.
Yeah.
You see it, man, him leave a couple too much touches and too much passes to Kimoy Bailey. He might have laid off. Somebody laid off on a platter for him and him rushed. The technique just look. It just like at that level, the technique could have been a lot better and a lot more expected. But the sad thing is one of Mount Pleasant better players them, and people are saying him for the national team.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that these players are struggling, right, to score in the JPL as attacking players, and people are saying they should be given a chance in the national team when they can't even score 7 goals for the season in the JPL. Like, I don't, that is what I can't agree with, right? But I hear somebody saying that Geraldo Becker is one of those players. The Surinamese. He plays for Real Sociedad, I believe, in La Liga.
Okay.
But he hasn't scored any goal. He hasn't scored any goal. I think he has only gotten one game this season, and he hasn't scored any goal. I could be wrong.
Yeah, so how is he the most informed striker right now?
Yeah. Jeremy and you, big up yourselves, Maestro says. We don't produce the type of goal scorers of a high level at a high level anymore, he said. Which is what
as you talk about him.
So Maestro, you need to call me, man. Call me and tell me what the strikers need to do now to be start scoring in goals. You can imagine, Dre, you know what is it? I think 13 and 15 goals is like the average goals per season by a player in the JPL.
Yeah, that average. We're not talking about the season 2-3 seasons ago when Stewart did hit what 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Stuart and Anderson went 21-90. I think and Anderson was right up there.
Yeah, I think it was 21 and 20, something like that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, from that, it's been a while. I think Colorado Murray did hit 21 times at Waterhouse. Yeah, it's been a while. It's not consistent as it was. No, let me touch on this real quick, people. Exciting news for Jamaica Premier League fans, Harborview Football Club fans, people. Yes, the Harborview Mini Stadium, popularly known as the Compound, will be reopening for football matches starting this weekend, 3:30 p.m. Come out, support your club, Harborview Football Club, and come watch some JPL match under the Mini Stadium in a Harborview for the Compound again. Back opening, many years, long awaited return to football at the Compound. JPL football, of course. You know them have Masters League and Schoolboy football and under 17. But renovations take place and the Compound is back open for action again.
All right. And so Jay, any weather? You have any tickets given away on the Instagram, boss?
For Jamaica match, yeah.
Not for the Harborview match. Yeah, no, if you have a show.
Harborview match, like 500. Come on. Just go up there, go pull up the Compound and say, Jay, anyway, that tell us.
Oh, but think you're going to just buy a 10 ticket and just telephone them. First 10 fans on the Instagram over Jay Anyweather. I'm going to get 10 tickets. You understand me? One ticket each.
The IG out of that. Go on, shoot that.
All right. Bless up, Jay.
Right, I'm not hear y'all ball for the super chat today.
No, man. All right, people, you see it at Jay Anyweather. Here's what you need to do. Go back in the comments and drop one. And then when we put up that, we remind the people there.
When we come off on the phone, we're done for the day with you too.
All right, big up, my boss.
But yeah, and the people that are ball, don't mobile, make them go and ball, no?
I rob that man. Yo, the man they rob. I mean, I know how the referee give them 2 goals outside. Real robbery. The league needs VAR.
You lose some.
Yeah.
Chelsea can ball every weekend, so we should have get that penalty and we should have get this and we should have get that. So, you know, it's part of the game. You just go out there, execute and score your goal them and get the chance them. But yeah, big and brighter things this season. Very optimistic about the season, despite the close window we get. So big up everybody. Run out to the Compound this weekend, Sunday, 3:30 versus Mulline.
3 o'clock.
3:30.
3 o'clock, boss.
3 o'clock?
Yeah.
3 o'clock versus Mulline. All right, people, big up on yourself. My name's big up.
Yeah, man, every time, Dre. Yeah, all right, so we have Fabi Frano. People, like Dre just said, the Super Friday, no, man. Drop a super sticker, super chat. All right? Please, support the channel. Fabi Frano is here. Yeah, man, them rob mobile, man. A big robbery that. Hey, Mr. Parchment, call in and tell me what happened. Because you the referee. What really happened? Because you may have virgin in the party. But I know you are the assistant referee. You couldn't overrule the assistant referee. Fabi Frano, welcome to the show. Good afternoon. What say you, my brethren?
Yeah, blessed afternoon. You think I'm mobile alone get robbed? You want to see the Arnett game?
Which one are Arnett game? Oversee which one?
The CONCACAF one.
Yeah. You know, say I didn't forget a penalty in the game there.
Yeah.
And the goal when they scored was not offside.
It wasn't offside. wasn't
Yeah,
offside.
true, say
Yeah, man,
true.
I believe they should
Those two
have. Yeah, they should
decisions
have
went
had 2
against
goals.
Arnett. Yeah, that
Yeah,
is true,
that's true. Yeah, man. But I just jumped on and heard you talking to the gentleman about forwards and scoring. And Mannings, I've seen this problem more than 5 years ago while watching the league in Jamaica. Because as much as I don't live in Jamaica, man, I always tune in because we have the station. So we can watch them as much as them come on. And I've always have an interest in watching the game. But I've had this talk already, even though with the same game that Arnett played the other day, I had a talk with someone from the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And I was saying the same thing to him. In their chances that they have, or half chances if you want to call it that. However, I don't think they played one more pass. He was always shooting from distance. Bear in mind, youth. Like if your technique is not, if you don't have a proper technique, shooting the ball from distance in a youth is 1 in 10 chance that it will come out if you don't have a proper technique. You get what I mean?
You have to assume that the goalkeeper is unsighted. He's not good in. It don't make any sense. I'm saying that in a case where you don't have any other option, but when you have one more pass, like just go next pass. That's what I'm saying. Decision making.
Right. Mannings, that was my exact, because if you check in the chat, I know that was my exact word that I used. Decision making for a lot of players locally has been a problem. Because bear in mind, every man looking for that opportunity to be in the spotlight. Now, if you check more higher level type of game, the forwards are the one that mostly end up in goal scoring charts. You barely find midfielders in goal scoring charts overseas in higher level game. Say that to say that the midfielders make sure them put the forwards in the opportunity to score. They create those opportunities for forwards to score. Man, in our league, every man wants to score.
Yeah.
Like they don't take pride in putting the forwards into the position to score or create the opportunity for them to score. But besides that,
is it that we don't also have the kind of Jermaine kind of midfielder anymore to the kind of Theodore Whitmore in the midfield, the kind of Cornell Chinksu with those passes, those maestro in the midfield. Is that part of it as well?
You know what I would say, Manning? Yeah. Here's what I would say. I would not solely put it down to that. Reason being, those names that you call, the opportunity for them to play higher level football was more difficult compared to now.
Okay.
So what I am trying to say is that the guys them now have so much more opportunity to make it higher level, and that's why I think it's not because they don't have the type of player. Yeah. I don't think so.
Okay, because I hear some people saying that. People saying that, what they above you, man, and that score so much goal because when time Germany and you make them pass there, you put it on a platter for them. On a platter for them.
But what the situation?
Some people say that.
The situation is, my thanks is that the situation is the forward in the pass to make. The get front is not the greatest. It is difficult to make the passes. So the movement of the forwards have to be better. There's barely any off the ball movement to create that space for the next person or create that opportunity for themselves. You get what I mean? You hardly find that. Everybody's coming towards the ball instead of moving away, creating space and also create an opportunity for themselves. You barely find that. If you just watch the games again, everybody coming to get the ball. You barely find a man. I tell you who's one of the person who tried to do that often when he was playing? The guy named Anderson, because of his pace, who plays for Cavaliers.
Oh, Colin Anderson.
He's the one who's always trying to run in behind because of his pace. How much goal he scored this season when he played?
I think Fabian Reed is a very good goal scorer, but we haven't seen much of him even in the game that
he plays.
It seems like he's injured or something.
Yeah, and he's a catch up, But here's the problem I have with Reed. He's a good hold up and he can play a false 9. That is my thing. Like he doesn't run in behind. He doesn't run in behind, and he's like the poacher type. He's that type of player. He's not going to give it that run in behind anybody. Very rare you'll find that. Very few times. So what I think you can actually counter that and make it work, you have to in your training sessions, you create them small-sided games with the two big goals. But most of the team them don't have the goal they can bring up
Yeah,
to
the
the edge
goals
of the
don't have
area.
many wheels, so you can move them. Yeah, yeah.
You get my point? So it is difficult for them now to create that final third type of situations. You get what I mean? Very difficult. Very few I've been to while I was in Jamaica and I've seen it. Very few. When you go to the trainings, there's some run the business and then maybe create a big field squad game. But in terms of, all right, take the forwards and midfielders, bring up the goal at least a little bit outside of the box, and you create those situations for them.
Yeah. That's a
You
good,
know what I
yeah.
mean? If you don't do these, you have to do these game type situations so it becomes muscle memory. You see me? So that's what they have to work on. Brother, them barely work on to say, boy, all right, get in all the forwards. One of the guys who used to do that years ago was Jerry. I used to watch Jerome with training sessions in Arnett, and he would do that from time to time, especially when he had Fabian Davis.
Yeah.
At the time. He created those situations, and this is what coaches have to do, create more situations in training. So when the game turn up, then it becomes automatic that they will do it. You see me? Yeah, man, and the forward them, brother, these guys shoot. I had a forward like that, Mannings. This man used to strike the ball so hard. However, he didn't have consistency in terms of accuracy. And I tell him, listen, you have power.
I had a forward like that.
No
I had a
doubt.
forward like that, I turned him in a centre back,
But he has this guy.
No, but I'm telling you, this guy, I mean, him always get in the right position to score, but him always miss. So I say, look, it look like you know how to prevent the ball from going in the goal box. Let me try your centre. Let me try your centre back, and it worked out. Yeah. Mr. Boss, you're so good at keeping the ball out of the goal. May I move you from forward? May I move you to backward, boss? You go play centre back, and he played centre back, and very, very, very good. And then I used to use him like as a right wing back because of his pace and his skill, and it really worked out because he just once he gets in front of the goal, oh Lord have mercy, it look like anxiety take him over and start panic.
Anxiety,
Man, the man will get an empty goal, man. Me I tell you, beat our keeper. Whoop. Straight a bush.
Hey, Mannings, this guy, he has a running behind because he's so fast. He has the pace, he has a shot, he can shoot the ball hard. However, most people can probably shoot a ball hard. But here comes the accuracy and the finesse. They don't have it. You get what I mean? They don't have it. And a lot of times, keepers are sometimes out of position or they're sighted by a defender. And that's where the football intelligence comes in. Of using defenders to get your shot off and stuff like that, or using the pace of the pitch if it's a fast pitch or if it's wet. These are some of the things higher level thinking players do. When you watch your Premier League, you ever see them when they're scoring a bag of fast shot or hard shot? No. Placement, finesse, using the defenders, using the
using the defenders on screen. You see you can blindside the goalkeeper. You understand me? Accuracy before power. Get it on target, you're more likely to score. You understand me?
All about the intelligence, man.
Coach always tell me, listen,
all about the intelligence.
I always tell my striker this. You know where the goal is at, you see the goalkeeper, keep your eyes on the ball. Because they want to make sure you make the right connections. You need to know where the ball is at. Some of them looking and them don't connect the ball properly because them take them eyes off the ball. So you have to do that. You have to know, like, the goal not moving. The goal is not moving.
Exactly. Tell people that all the time.
The ball is moving. Keep your eyes on the ball. Keep your eyes on the ball. Because the ball not moving.
So I hope going forward. Man. So this weekend I'm going to look for watching games again. And when I watch a game, I'm looking at so much things that is happening. A lot of things. Those who don't have the ball and the other team who don't have position, what are they doing? You get what I mean? So this is how I analyze the game. And when you have assistant and stuff like that, you have to give them tasks. Your task is, what is the backline of the opposing team doing when we don't have the ball? You get what I mean? So these are stuff, this is how you probably help the team. What is the forward doing out of possession? What's his possession when we have the ball? All of these things you have to look at. You get what I mean? So you can help the guys and score more goals. Because it's possible to score a lot more goals in this league.
True. Yeah, man. Good one, Fabi friend. I appreciate the call as usual. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Take care of boss every time. Yeah, man.
There you go.
All right, people. Listen, what a good show, man. Oh, geez. I'm sorry, see, I'm a conversation with Leader and Boris never finished, and Brian, and that was so good. So many good things happened. We never covered all the topics, And Jano, me not like me stop making a promise, because I not even know when me going to be back on YouTube, people. But appreciate all of you, Thanks for all the love, people, for all the support, Keep yourself safe over the weekend, We not touch all the EPL and them thing there yet, You understand? We just go and do it, and just we just go and give the people them what they want. All right, you understand me? And yeah, that's what we're doing. The new Reggae boys coming on board. Me not going to give another part yet, So I'm going to, when Arsenal beat Leicester tomorrow, me will give a show, my people. But come support the show. You see, all of you never done a super stick and a super chat. We have to make sure so to drop some of them there tomorrow. You see it, my people. And that's the thing there. Right now, there are 102 likes. So we appreciate that, my people. Lots of love, lots of respect to all of you. You understand me? Let me tell you this. The other day, we have a little conversation, and do me apologize at the end for the conversation and thing. Big up Soldier, big up JT, and how that whole thing work out. Here's me saying, people. You see, any day, them thing they happen, me take a break. Come in it again. A beer break me I take. Me no want, you understand me? I just that me depend. Right now, just good vibes me depend. Good energy. Good vibes, good energy. Good information, good discussion. Good with it. Positive. Good energy, good vibes. No negativity. Me I tell her that. No toxic thing. Me I tell her that. If that happen, bam, me take a break from it. I just saw the things stay. You understand me? Give you a little extra time today because we normally stick to around 2 hours. So we run up to around 2 hours and 45. And that's how we think. Big up to all of the ones and ones, You understand me? I love and peace and joy every time. You understand me? Put Father God first. You understand me? Me not tell us you have to go to church every Sunday. But a relationship with the creator of the heavens and the earth is the best thing, You understand me? Give your life to him. That me a big enough to do. And if you're worried about survival, that just know that he will bring you through. Don't follow man. Follow God. You understand me? Because the arm of flesh will fail you. The Lord has never failed us yet. Anchor your faith in him. To all of the people in the States, Georgia, Atlanta, people in Florida, all over, stay safe in the bad weather, You understand me? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You understand? So, peace, love, joy, every time. I am Manning's man. This is I Am Sure Sports, and as usual, you know how we go already. When we get to this point of the show, we say that. Guess what? Hey, today I see AM Henry, me have to big you up, Beautiful lady, big up yourself. Sure improvement. Can't hide saying a sure improvement. Big up yourself a long time. Big up yourself, sure improvement. Love, peace, joy, every time, my lady. I am Manning's man. This is I Am Sure Sports. We have come to the end of it, people, and you know how it is. When it gets to that point of the show, we say we are over and we are OUT. You know what we say. We are out of here.